Brolga. This is a really good exercise I give for a lot of people for a lot of lower limb issues. Using the whole chain, we're working on your hip, your knee, and to a certain extent your feet. So it's really good for people that pronate through their feet, but I don't tend to give it specifically for that. What we're trying to do, as the name suggests, most water birds can be standing on one foot, or at least that's what I think. What we're trying to do is stand on one leg. It's a single leg squat, but we're actually using the other leg to create the force or create the resistance. And with that, we're actually turning on our glute med or our external rotators of our hip, which is really important in controlling where that knee is in space, especially for a lot of people that are a bit knock-kneed or people that are using a lot of their ITBs. It's really good for trying to turn that VMO on, which is probably the most important little area of your quads. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead into the hallway and I'm going to show you a couple of progressions. Some of them do require a Swiss ball, but you can actually do it on the wall. It just doesn't work quite as well. All right, let's head out there.
Now, like I was saying, we're basically doing a single leg squat with our other leg against the wall. What I want you to try and do is bring your standing leg underneath you a little bit. Using your opposite leg, I'm going to get you to bring it up and press it against the wall there, trying not to lean your hip or your arm against the wall. What we're going to do from there is just bend into a slight mini squat. Generally about 20-30 degrees at the knee is enough to start feeling this. Focusing on keeping your knee over your toes or slightly outside of your toes, keeping your hips nice and even, and again, trying not to lean on the wall. But the more you lean towards the wall without touching it, the harder this exercise gets. To progress from there, you actually take a slight step further out so that you have to lean towards the wall even further. And again, the further you lean, the harder it gets. You can probably see me even shaking there. Now I get you to hold this for about 5 seconds and do about 10 repetitions. Now we can also progress this by using a Swiss ball. Using the Swiss ball makes it a lot more mobile on the wall, which means we can do little running maneuvers. We can actually pivot on the wall as well, and we'll go through that now. Now the basis with the Swiss ball is the same. We're still standing on the outside leg. Inside leg is against the ball rather than the wall this time. Now the reason we're doing that is for a couple of different reasons. Partly so that we can actually lean against something with a bit of give as well, so you can push harder and harder against the ball and it actually pushes back against you. You have to work a bit harder, but as I said before, it is a bit more mobile on the wall. Now the first one I like to give is kind of a running maneuver, so anyone that's a runner, you tend to actually find this is quite a functional exercise. So same principles, knees over toes, hips nice and even, down into that little bit of a mini squat, and I'm actually going to get you to start doing a bit of a running maneuver, like that. Now, again, especially someone who has to pivot a lot, so people that play basketball, netball, those kind of things, you can use the same principle again. This time, really focus on where that knee is in space. I'm actually going to get you to pivot on that ball there. Pivoting through the hips, but trying to control where that knee is in space. Now there are other exercises as well that we can prescribe, but these are the main ones, and I'll get you to try these ones. Repetitions wise, again, it's probably more like 10 to 20, but because it's not a hold, you can do as many as you feel comfortable with.
Now, like with all of our exercises, if you continue to experience pain, if this causes you pain, or if you'd like to see us for any other issues, please give us a call at Active Care Physio.